So, brand new video. You like my... Very nice, I know. I kind of got tired of having hot metal, you know, sparks and stuff, burning my shirts and all that. So, what I'm out here doing today is I've kind of been apparently not figuring out how to be a cameraman. I have been doing a fair amount of work behind the scenes, just because, I don't know, it seems like this might be relatively boring work. I don't know. I kind of just want to get somewhere, and so I have something to actually show you guys. I guess at first, just to cover whatever we can cover a little bit of the Trans Am. I know that there are most likely some folks that have been kind of thinking, oh well, you know, there was supposed to be a Trans Am and we haven't seen one. You know, there's no video on it, and that is because the thing has fought me at every turn. So just real quick rundown. I got one side of the brakes replaced, and then learned that because the aftermarket performance brakes that I had purchased were bigger, the 15-inch rims that were on there no longer fit. So I'll have to get new rims, at least front rims, to get it rolling, which I do plan. My plan of attack on that was to just call the local junkyard and be like, hey, I need the cheapest 17-inch rims in this bolt pattern you got, and if you could pretty please slap the cheapest set of tires that you got on there. I don't even care if they're about no tread left. I mean, because I'm not gonna daily drive it or anything like that at this point. There's still tons and tons of work to do to this thing before it sees anything like that, and I fully intend on getting the the snowflakes, you know, the Trans Am rims. So there's that. I did get the handle in. That fought me pretty hard. I have a radio for it. Can't put the radio in because I need the little plastic stuff that actually holds it into the dash. That, for some strange reason, wasn't included in the kit that I bought. I suppose that's probably my mistake for not looking. And then, other than that, really, it's just, there's nothing really else I can do to it without buying some parts. I am trying to go on vacation. I don't really want to say where, in case I decide to make a video out of it. I kind of would like for that to be a surprise. So I am trying to go on vacation. I do already have the room booked, and I would like to save some money for that. So that its content's going to be a little sketchy here and there until after the vacay. So with all of that being said, we're going to do some work that I can do for pennies, if not free. And most of it has been free already. The little tractor rear end that I'm making that I'm making the trailer out of, I have made some progress on it. You can kind of see there. I'm out here today working on the other rim, and that, just real quick, well, here. So what I've done, and if you follow me on Instagram, which I doubt a majority of the people that are subscribed to me on Facebook, on YouTube, follow me on Instagram. But if you do, you've already seen this. And then I did do a little short. So what I did was I just took the old front rims off the Craftsman. You can see, if I can grab a hold of it, I chopped it in half, drilled some, got my bolt pattern off of the rims that I want to use, and then I cut out at work sort of an oversized washer, welded that onto the back of there for some reinforcement, just for when I put the lugs in through here, so it has a little bit more to bite to. And yeah, there we go. that's the deal. I have to put the bushings that sit inside the hub there, that allow me to grease all that. I have to put them back in, but that's essentially what it's going to be. I will have to go get some all thread or something to use for lugs. That shouldn't be too expensive. So yeah, I'm just doing the other side. I got it cut in half, I got it ground down, and I'm getting ready to weld the ring back on. I figured I'd hop in and show you what's going on. There it is. I will do that and then bring you back. Handful of days later, and I've gotten both of the rims there. Or, I guess, excuse me, that's probably incorrect at this point to say, because they're not rims anymore, they're wheel hubs now. Yeah, got both of those done up. The second one turned out a lot better than the first one. That's, in my experience, how that works out. So the first one here, I'm gonna have to clean. Obviously, you can see my boo-boo. This one hole is kind of a little special. Today is Friday, the best day of the week, in case you weren't aware. I'm going to now, I guess, I went and got some hardware the other day, so I guess I'm going to take the rear end here completely apart and clean it up, see what's going on the inside of that. I don't know if I'm going to put any kind of liquid in there. It has gear oil or whatever in there now, or I mean there's probably still some in there, but it has been leaking all over my garage floor for, I don't know, 2 weeks now. So there can't really be too much left in there. So yeah, I'm gonna pop that apart and see what's going on inside of there. My original plan, I believe in the first video on the little thing here, I mentioned something about like welding inside of there. I don't believe I'm going to do that anymore. The thought behind that was I just need like a solid axle, and then I kind of thought about it and I was like, well, first off, with how the rims work, they have like little bushings or whatever that I can grease and make them kind of roll. No, like even if the axle doesn't move. So that eliminated really all of the necessity for that. However, I was still thinking about doing it, but now I'm like, well, do I really want to do that? Because at the current point in time, I believe both of these will kind of, so like if you were turning, right, one wheel would kind of roll one way and the other wheel would kind of roll the other way, or be your drive wheel. And I feel like that would be, what am I trying to say? I feel like that would be good on this. That'd be okay. That'd probably actually even be preferable on this. Just because it's a trailer, so if I was turning, on the mower, the wheels, like one wheel wouldn't just be on the outside kind of skipping because it's locked up. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. Cool. Sound good? That's a little bit of a mess, isn't it? So I got it apart, as you can tell. The inside here is a bit confusing to me, mostly because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but also just because everything is covered in an incredibly thick 2C's amount of like grease and stuff that's been in there for, I don't know, probably as long as I've been alive. I got the little, you remember the little nubbin that was over here that was like it was some kind of like axle shaft output thing, whatever. I got that off. I fully intend to just make like a little block off plate, just so I don't have anything hanging. Was currently working on what's left of the brake caliper, probably is what it was. I'm getting that's a delete is what that's going to be. It is fighting me, of course, like everything else, because it's all just rusted on and stuck. It is coming off. I probably will tinker with this a little bit more, but then I intend on running into town, grabbing some lunch, and getting what I hope is the last of the little hardware. So I just need the studs that are going to be, the wheel studs, and a couple more random bolts, just because I decided, since I did get some new hardware for this section of it, I may as well replace some of the other hardware that I've taken out that was just way too rusty. Just get brand new bolts in there. I would still like to get this the rest of the way apart. I'm hoping that me cutting this off will allow me then to push this out, and then this is the inner rod, I don't know, for the brake. And if I can, I'd like to remove this. There was a gear, like a drive gear or an engagement gear that was around this. I've already removed that. That's gone. But if I can get this whole shaft out that runs through there, and then I'll just do another little block off plate for where that goes in, I feel like that should be fine. Then I can start cleaning up all the gunk and stuff that's on the outside here. This ring here does not want to come off. I'm hoping that, if I can split this thing completely, I'll be able to pull this off, because I really would like to just clean all of it, get all of the gunk and the rust off of everything, then coat everything. That way it's all just essentially brand new, yeah, that's where we're at. Nice little update for you guys, and we'll see where we get. The bench is a little bit of a mess, isn't it? Another very hot day in the shop. That's the I guess what would be the frame mount bracket or whatever they're called on that rear end. I have had to switch gears quite a few times over the past couple of days, and so just for today, because of that, I figured I'd come out here and do sort of a level 1 tidy on these things and get them ready for the rust converter that I got. I got the other one to do real quick, which is over there, and then I'll get these painted up real quick and see what left I have to do. I was doing some work on the hubs there, and I think I might have to, at this point, I think I might need to make another oversized washer that's a little bigger and wallow these out quite a bit, because the bolts that I got that I'm going to use for studs do fit through here, and they fit through the rim. Oh yeah, that's the rim I'm using, by the way. But when I put the bolts through there, they don't fit through there. So I need to widen these out just a little bit and sort of do some finagling, which that didn't surprise me at all. That's kind of the name of the game. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. Well, it has it's been a couple days at this point, and as you can see, I've got all the parts set out here, ready to sort of do like a mock-up, just to see how everything's fitting. Just to sort of waste some time here as I get everything set up. I did get this case split, and I got things moved around and lubed up inside there. I didn't worry about any gaskets or anything like that, because I don't really care. Nothing in there has to do what it was originally intended to do. It just has to allow the axles to move freely. So, none of that stuff really matters anymore. I still need to do some work for my little hubs here. I have the bushings put back in this one because I'm going to use this. I'm going to mock up this one and see if I can't get this properly mounted to the rim. This one I still have to put the cuts in it. If you can notice here, I'm so far away from the camera I can't really see what's going on. I do have a little screen that I can look at. If you can see them, there's little cutouts here. I have to do that to that rim as well, and then I have to get an extra backing ring or mounting ring or whatever. I have another oversized washer that I cut out with wider bolt hole pattern. Got to get that on the back and welded, and then I have to get the lugs put in and weld them in, so this whole thing will be one solid piece. I'll have to do that to this one as well, and then I also have bearings, sealed roller bearings for the hubs, and then these pieces here are some kind of sleeve. Not really sure what its intent is, to be honest with you, because it just slides over the axle and doesn't really do anything else than that, at least as far as I can tell. The only thing that I would say is it would definitely be, just because of how robust these things are. I mean, this thing by itself is a 1/4 inch thick sleeve, and it's hefty, and they're both hefty. The other one's smaller, but it's same thickness, same material, and everything else. It would definitely support the axles and give them a little bit more rigidity. I do have to, and I have these on the way as well, but there are bearings that go in here, but they're a different style bearing than what I got for these. It does the exact same thing though, so there's that. I got all of it rust coated and everything else, and I'll be honest with you, I really think that stuff's just black spray paint, but whatever. They say it converts the rust. Yeah, just got everything set out here, so I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth between this hub, getting it set and working, and getting it on the rim mounted correctly, and finalizing that so then I know what to do with the second one. I might put the frame mounts back on it, the frame attach mount, sleeve, bracket, plate, whatever it is. I might put this back on there and get it oriented the way it needs to be. We are dangerously close to building out the frame and getting this little thing done. So we'll see how far we can get. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Well, are we ready? I have made it to a certain point, and I still got some hiccups to iron out, but there it is. The rear end there is newly rebuilt, ready to roll. Like I said, I still got bearings for the axle supports, and then I have bearings for the wheel hubs coming in, so I don't have to take the axle supports off to get the bearings in there, I don't believe. It'd probably make it easier though, so I probably will. And then I'll have to hammer the bearings into the hubs, so those will come back off. That is the wheelbase for my little yard trailer rather, excuse me. I think it's going to be kind of wild. I'm very excited to start building out the frame and getting the bed put on it and all of that nonsense. But Yeah. I will say that the wheels are most definitely probably going to do one of these as it moves along, just because what I did was I laid the rims down flat on their face, and then I put the hub on the back of it with the lug bolts through the holes, and took my level and leveled them all out from all of the angles I could get, and then put a bunch of tack welds in and went from there. So in theory it should be level. You know, I checked everything and it all read level. But if you were to take one of these wheels off, first off, it's a fight getting it off, just getting it off the lugs. But then second of all, a lot of the lugs are, you know, they're all goofy directions and stuff. You can tell just by looking at the thing. So I don't know. They're probably not going to roll straight. They're going to cattywampus as they roll along, but whatever. That was my first attempt at doing that. I know now more than I did then, and that's what counts, right? So with that, I want to thank everybody for watching. I don't have too much to say except for I'm excited for the next video. We'll catch you in the next one.